Now on 59 News at 11, lightning death. A teenager is killed and 2 others are hurt when lightning strikes a nearby tree.
Serious flooding. Storms move through the region and they're leaving high water behind, causing trouble for drivers.
Dying wish. A local school is going above and beyond to make one woman's last wish come true.
Working for you. This is CBS 59. 59 News at 11 starts now.
2 teens are hurt. 1 is dead after lightning strikes when they're fishing. Good evening. Welcome to 59 News at 11. I'm Tim Carrico.
And I'm Jessica Schuler. Tonight we have new details on this story. Fayette County deputies say the 3 teens at a small pond were at the Elverton Road area fishing.
Now crews on the scene tell us that one of the teens is dead. 59 News reporter Tiffany Harris has the details.
Fayette County Sheriff's deputies say 3 boys were injured after reportedly being hit by lightning on Monday while fishing at a pond. Deputies confirm one of the 3 teens died. Deputies say it happened on Monday evening around 4 near Elverton Road. It's between Oak Hill and Fayetteville. We are told all boys are 17 years old. People in the community say they are heartbroken.
It just really takes a toll on you because you're like, that could have been me, and that could have been my brother or my cousin or my best friend. So it's really hard to hear, and you just think about it, he has so much to look forward to.
Emergency responders tell us one of the boys was transferred from Plateau Medical Center to Cabell Huntington Hospital. The 3rd boy is expected to recover. One local parent says this is horrifying.
It's a tragedy that a child this age lost her. I have a child the same age, so close to school each other. It's sickening.
Names aren't being released at this time. We're told lightning hit a tree first, then hit the boys. Deputies were reportedly performing CPR on a child when emergency responders were called to the area. People in the community are coming together for support.
We're pretty close-knit community, and I want to send prayers out to the family. And I got 3 young kids of my own, and I couldn't imagine what the parents are going through right now.
Sheriff Steve Kessler says this appears to be a tragic freak accident. In Fayette County, Tiffany Harris, 59 News.
Now Fayette County deputies are investigating that incident.
All new tonight, a woman is rescued after being stuck in high water in Raleigh County. Today on Robert C. Byrd Drive, the heavy rain brought dangerous road conditions. Take a look at that. Now this is near Ollie's Bargain Outlet. Emergency dispatchers tell us at least 3 cars were stuck in the water. The Beckley Fire Department rescued 1 woman at around 7:15 tonight.
What we just seen, we came down through and the van was halfway submerged under the water. And I came up here and I asked them and they said that the road collapsed.
Dispatchers tell us they received reports of high water all over the county. So will that rain continue for the rest of your work week? Storm Tracker 59 Chief Meteorologist Spencer Adkins joins us now from the Weather Lab with a first look at your forecast.
Hi everyone. Well, the heavy flooding rains are done. The lightning show is done now. We're done with that particular portion of this entire weather situation tonight, but we still have a little light rain. It certainly is cooler. Our problem is this front. It's stalled, and that's going to bring rain from the Piedmont back here into our neck of the woods in Appalachia every afternoon for several days as energy rides along the front, and we have the afternoon heating. Once again, we are in the 60s, but falling into the 50s, 62 in Beckley, 64 in Bluefield. That's 1 to 4 degrees cooler than this time 24 hours ago. At the bus stop, a little fog here to watch out for, 57 degrees. And on the way home from school, those kids who are going here, we want to bring the umbrella because there can be some showers. I'll be back to tell you more about that in just a bit.
All right, thanks a lot, Spence. We'll see you then. Well, a man is arrested in South Charleston for allegedly murdering a toddler. He was arrested after police say they found the child in a freezer. Gerald Strickland is charged in the death of the toddler found dead in a home in South Charleston. Authorities say that Strickland's parents turned him in. The toddler had been dropped off at Strickland's home.
Well, Tim, it's a nightmare for pet owners. The woman takes her dog to the groomer and it ends tragically. A Virginia family is blaming human error by a Petco employee for their 2-year-old dog's death. Allison Marks took her dog to get a routine grooming, but when she called to pick him up, she was told to go to a nearby animal hospital. The assistant manager told her the dog was left in the heated drying cage for too long.
Her exact words, your groomer had to leave to go because she had a graduation to go to. You could clearly see he was dead.
According to the vet, the dog likely died of heat stroke. Petco is taking full responsibility for the incident. Mark says she does want to press charges, but she mostly hopes her story prevents something like this from ever happening again. And now to a grandmother's dying wish. It's all to see her granddaughter graduate from high school. Now, all thanks to a community in Fayette County, that wish is coming true. 59 News reporter Adam Mayer has more on this emotional story.
You don't get that anywhere else.
It's the story of a small town with a big heart coming together to help. Morgan Witt, a senior at Meadowbridge High School, was preparing to graduate in the coming weeks when she found out her grandmother, her inspiration, may not be there.
My grandma was diagnosed with lung cancer, and it was very quick, and nobody expected it because she was healthy 3 weeks ago.
Just the thought of having her grandmother, Edna Maddox, not there just didn't feel right to Witt.
That's what we had been talking about since the beginning of this year.
Once her classmates found out her grandmother was sick, they knew something had to be done.
Set up graduating at my house for my grandmother, and I don't know, it really meant a lot that they would do that for me.
Did it happen right here?
It happened right here.
Right where we're sitting?
Right where we're sitting.
Her grandmother and more than 100 people gathered to watch as Morgan graduated on May 20th.
It was heart-touching the way they come together.
Gary Maddox is Edna's husband. For him to see her granddaughter have this moment before she passed away on May 27th meant the world.
She turned her tassel over, and Eddie got to see it, and it was really special for her to do that.
For her to see me graduate, even though she may not have looked the way I expected or, been able to hug me and say, "I'm so proud of you," I knew she was still proud of me.
Morgan's actual graduation is this Saturday. Working for you, Adam Mayer, 59 News.
Now, Morgan says that she plans on attending Marshall University and pursuing a degree in chemistry. She says her grandmother was her inspiration in that decision.
An update for you tonight. The deal is sealed and West Virginia University is coming to Raleigh County. WVU President Gordon Gee says WVU has purchased the old Mountain State University campus in Uptown Beckley. Gee says the university hopes to offer classes in the new location starting in the fall of 2016. Carolyn Long, the campus president of the WVU Institute of Technology, will lead the WVU Beckley campus while continuing her leadership role at Tech.
Well, last week we told you about a typo in Lewisburg's excess levy that could cost them hundreds of thousands of dollars.
That's right. Today the city is in court asking a judge to rule in their favor and make those needed changes. 59 News reporter Megan Carr has all the details.
Judge Vickers ruled in favor of the city of Lewisburg, granting them the excess levy this year and saving them over $400,000.
The judge had not been able to rule in our favor on this and basically either delayed the processing of that. It would have not been in effect for this coming year, starting July 1st, and the impact of that would have been about $438,000.
The new levy rate will go into effect on July 1st, like the city had planned, before the clerical error was brought to their attention.
The expectation throughout was that people were voting for a continuation of the excess levy, but the typo basically said that it would not start until July 1st, 2016, which would create a one-year gap.
The city's attorney, Christopher Prezioso, says in order to fix the issue, it had to be taken in front of a judge.
We needed to go before the court in an expedited fashion because we needed an expedited ruling. Upon filing the petition for expedited declaratory judgment, we did get to contact all the parties and we were able to work something out. So we needed an order in place. Basically all the departments needed an order in place to make sure that the relief we wanted could be achieved in a timely fashion.
If the judge didn't rule in their favor, city services like the police and fire departments could see a lot less money. Reporting in Greenbrier County, Megan Carr, 59 News.
Now, a visiting judge heard the levy case because the two full-time judges removed themselves, citing personal reasons.
Well, Jessica, a big announcement is set for tomorrow in the race for the West Virginia governor's office. Republican Bill Cole will make an announcement at the auto dealer's Nissan location in Green Valley in Mercer County. Additional events are set for the Capitol in Charleston. Congressman David McKinley says he is not pursuing a run for the governor, but is going to run for re-election in Congress. Attorney General Patrick Morrisey is still considering a run.
Well, Tim, one of the most annoying things when you're flying is having to go through the TSA screening, right?
Yeah, but a new report shows that the screenings aren't actually as effective as you'd hope. We'll tell you what people were able to sneak onto planes.
Plus, the State Fair of West Virginia is right around the corner, and tonight the concert tickets officially go on sale, where you can get them coming up.
But first, here's a live look overlooking Route 219 in Fayette County, courtesy of WestVirginia511.org. Storm Tracker 59 Chief Meteorologist Spencer Atkins has your complete forecast. That's next. Keep it here.
You're watching 59 News at 11 on CBS 59 with Tim Carrico and Jessica Schuler. And Storm Tracker 59 weather with Chief Meteorologist Spencer Atkins. 59 News, working for you. Now, the area's most accurate forecast, Storm Tracker 59.
Hi, everybody. 12 minutes after 11. Of course, if you were with us here at the beginning of this broadcast, you heard that we had one fatality due to lightning. A group of teenagers who were fishing today caught outside. And again, my heartfelt sympathies to the family and the friends of everyone who was involved there today. Nature, you know, can just really be frustrating sometimes. There was not a severe thunderstorm, but it was a lightning storm, and those do happen. And again, we want to think about safety now moving ahead. What can the rest of us do? Well, we can get aware, and we can think about our own safety plan. What happens if we get caught outside in a lightning storm? Well, of course, the first thing that you want to do is be aware and react and keep these things in mind, that truly no place outside is safe. If you're camping, a tent is not safe. Even if you're on the golf course and you go under the little covered area or the beach, if they have an open air covered area, even a picnic area, that's not 100% guarantee that you'll be safe there. Inside a car is relatively safe. That's a good place to go because you can get in, just don't touch the glass or hold anything metal like the gear shift or anything like that. But basically, if you get in the car car itself will conduct the electricity around the outside of the vehicle and keep you safe there. You want to avoid being the tallest object. So naturally people remember that and they think, well, I'll go to a tree. But you want to avoid that because, again, tall isolated trees or poles do attract lightning. And even if you stand next to it, lightning can come down. If it doesn't hit the ground and create a problem for you, it can actually come out of the tree and strike you. And so you want to be, if you're in a group of people, you want to spread out and not be close to one another. That kind of reduces just the odds of everyone being struck together. Avoid standing water, something like that if you can, or wet items. Avoid fences, metal objects, holding things like a golf club, which is why when we get to, let's say, the Greenbrier Classic, that lightning gets within about 5 miles, somewhere in that zone, where they can hear the thunder. They take the players off the course, and that's the number one rule to avoid being struck outdoors. Simply this: when thunder roars, go indoors. And that's the number one rule. So again, our sympathies to everyone involved in that. All right, fog is a story for us now tonight. The storms are done. We had flooding. That was another story. But look at this: quarter-mile visibility, 0.25. It's hard to see the decimal there, but 0.25 miles right now in Beckley, half of a mile to actually 5 miles in sections of Wyoming County right now. More rain to the south is trying to move up at us. Again, it's all that front. That front is just stalled. We're in the 60s right now, and we'll continue to drop a few degrees. The problem for us today was we were warm and humid with the front nearby and the cold air upstairs, and then a push of wind and a little twist in the wind. We had just tons of organized storms that came through. And again, nature just wringing out that moisture. Average highs, we were just above those today. To the north and to the west of us, they didn't make it, so they didn't have severe storms. At the bus stop, 57 degrees for the kids. And as I mentioned, this pattern is stuck. That next area of low pressure walks right up that front and creates more afternoon storms for us here in Appalachia. So you'll want to keep your umbrella handy each afternoon throughout the course of the next week. Well, they don't have that problem out in Phoenix, 99 degrees. Watch our predictor now as we move throughout time tomorrow morning. We have just some sprinkles and some fog. We get past about, 2 o'clock and the storms fire up on the east side of the viewing area again. Then they're done by about 7, 8 o'clock. We did the same thing again Wednesday with more of us seeing the storms. 70 for 2 days. Then we continue to build the warmth. 75 on Thursday, 78 on Friday, 80 for the weekend. And each afternoon, we do have scattered showers and storms. So not everyone receives the storms, but again, just be wary, keep your umbrellas handy for the outdoor activities, and make sure that if you do hear the thunder, first thing you do, if you have the car nearby, head for the car, or number 2, head indoors if you can.
Good advice. Thanks a lot, Spence. Well, tonight we have some exciting news. Tickets are on sale for the State Fair of West Virginia.
Yep, and there are less than only 75 days until the fair kicks off in August. Alabama is scheduled to take the stage on Friday, August 14th. You can buy your tickets right now and take advantage of discounted prices.
For adults, it's $8.25, and that's 13 years of age and older. Then kids 6 to 12, it's $7.25, and then 5 and under get in for free. And there is a West Virginia sales tax on those tickets.
For more information on this year's fair and how you can buy your tickets, just head over to our website, WVNSTV.com.
Well, Jessica, it's a photo everyone's talking about. Bruce Jenner as a woman.
Yep, coming up, we'll give you a look at the picture that has the internet buzzing.
Plus, it's something that stumped doctors for months. How a woman's cat made her go blind partially. That's straight ahead.
Welcome back. A new Inspector General report on airport security is offering a sobering view of screenings taking place at U.S. airports.
Homeland Security agents posing as passengers were able to sneak fake bombs and weapons past screeners almost every time they tried. Chris Martinez has the details.
Federal investigators disguised as passengers were able to sneak dangerous items past airport screeners 67 times in 70 attempts. Red teams of undercover investigators had a 95% success rate in smuggling mock explosives, weapons, and potential bomb components through TSA checkpoints. Department of Homeland Security Secretary Jay Johnson ordered immediate changes to help catch would-be terrorists.
They base their actions in part on our actions, consistently seeking vulnerabilities, and we've got to do what we can to stay ahead.
The investigation is touching some nerves at the nation's airports. Some passengers we spoke with say they have new concerns about boarding an airplane.
I think the security needs to be re-evaluated because it's not hard to get anything through if you're trying to.
Mara Rohrer said some TSA screeners appear distracted.
They'll get us through fast, and it seems like they're kind of rushing, but then other times it seems like they're just chatting to each other and kind of oblivious to what's happening.
An individual familiar with the classified findings says the shortfalls point to a need for better technology and increased training for the country's 50,000 TSA agents. Chris Martinez, Los Angeles.
Now, the Department of Homeland Security says that the incidents listed in that report don't look good out of context, but say they are critical elements in the continual evolution, that is, of our aviation security.
Shootings and crime scenes are becoming all too common on the streets of Baltimore. The latest, a double shooting over the weekend that left one person dead. It was the 43rd homicide last month, making May the city's third deadliest month in 45 years. And now city leaders are fed up.
A time where the cries for justice are ringing loud, not just in Baltimore, but all over the country. We know that without the community, there can be no justice.
As you just heard from the mayor of Baltimore, a call for police and community to join forces and turn the rising tide of violence that's sweeping the city.
Well, a bus stolen from a church in Wisconsin is giving police a pretty easy time finding the suspect. That's because he left behind a bit of a clue. His wallet. If I was a criminal, this is probably a mistake I would make, because police did end up finding the bus, but it's not in the best of shape. The sides were spray painted, a couple of the seats were torn out, and the steering wheel column is ripped up. But police say they don't expect the suspect to be on the run for long.
Well, we've all heard of the song Cat Scratch Fever. Actually, I hadn't heard of it, but listened to it during the break thanks to Tim. But did you know that this is a real thing? A Toledo, Ohio woman found out the hard way. Now, after waking up one morning and finding out she was blind in her left eye, doctors say Janice Walters was diagnosed with this disease after her cat got too close to her face.
Anything that's exposed to the cat's mouth, including, if you happen to have a little scratch that the cat just licks, that's how you can get it.
Doctors say only about 40% of cats carry the bacteria, which isn't harmful to them but can be to humans. Now, thankfully, Walters only suffered from partial blindness for about a month.
Well, it's a story that's taking the internet that is by storm. Bruce Jenner is announcing a new name and a brand new identity. Hannah Daniels reports from New York.
Meet Caitlyn Jenner, the new identity former Olympian Bruce Jenner has chosen since coming out as transgender. Caitlyn Jenner debuts on the cover of July's Vanity Fair magazine. Inside, there's an interview and more photos taken by photographer Annie Leibovitz. The 65-year-old Jenner also created a new Twitter account Monday, writing, "Welcome to the world, Caitlyn. Can't wait for you to get to know her/me." Social media exploded. Caitlyn Jenner collected more than 1 million Twitter followers in just a few hours. Jenner rose to fame as an Olympic track and field champion in the 70s and was even featured on a Wheaties cereal box. The gold medalist officially announced in April that he is transgender and would identify as a woman.
It brings increased amount of visibility. It shows that even somebody who was on the Wheaties box, maybe when they were growing up, can be transgender.
For the past several years, Jenner has appeared on the cable reality series Keeping Up with the Kardashians, alongside then-wife Kris Kardashian. The pair divorced last year. Jenner told Vanity Fair she has no regrets, saying, "If I was lying on my deathbed and I had kept this secret and never ever did anything about it, I would be lying there saying you just blew your entire life." Hannah Daniels, New York.
Now, Jenner set a new Guinness World Record, gaining 1 million Twitter followers in just 4 hours and 3 minutes. ESPN announced Jenner is receiving the Arthur Ashe Courage Award at this year's ESPY Awards.
Singer Enrique Iglesias is recovering tonight after an unusual mishap during his concert this weekend in Mexico. Take a look at this. The singer slices some of his fingers when he tried to grab a drone. Crew members helped bandage the singer's fingers backstage. He then went back out and continued to play for another 30 minutes. Wow. Eventually, Iglesias flew to LA where he was treated.
Well, it feels like every other week we're hearing about coal mines that are shutting down.
Yeah, it's true. And now 3 coal-fired power plants are closing their doors in the Mountain State, where it's happening next.
Attorneys for former executives charged in last year's massive chemical spill again say that they can't draw an unbiased West Virginia jury.
Today in court, attorneys for ex-Freedom execs Gary Southern and Dennis Farrell said they want to change a venue. Attorneys say the news coverage of the chemical spill is pitting the potential jury against their clients. The defense suggested moving the case to the Carolinas, but prosecutors say their reasons to move just aren't strong enough. A judge will soon rule on a motion to remove U.S. Attorney Booth Goodwin's office from the case. Southern and Farrell face federal pollution charges. Southern faces additional bankruptcy fraud charges. The state's energy sector is now dealing with yet another setback. 3 coal-fired power plants in West Virginia are shutting down operations. The plants in Glasgow, Moundsville, and New Haven closed yesterday. Appalachian Power announced in 2011 that it planned to close these plants along with 3 coal-fired plants in Virginia, Ohio, and Indiana. The company says it wouldn't be cost-effective to buy new equipment to comply with new federal emission standards.
Well, deputies are investigating after a tractor is stolen in the Bishop area of McDowell County. They tell us it happened sometime between last night and this morning at the Bishop Preparation Plant. Now, this is a picture of a similar tractor. It's a John Deere 5095M series with a sweeper attachment. A reward is being offered for the recovery of the tractor and the arrest of the people or person that's involved. You can call the Sheriff's Office at 304-436-8523 if you have any information. Also in McDowell County, 4 people are in jail tonight in a connection to a copper theft. Troopers with the Welch Detachment of the West Virginia State Police tell us that Sabrina Hunley, John Pete Wagoner, and Chastity Cassidy and Estelle Lester are charged with copper theft. Troopers say they cut down telephone lines in the war area. They are all in the Southwestern Regional Jail on $30,000 bond each. For more information, you can go to our website, WVNSTV.com.
And Raleigh County deputies are investigating a reported armed robbery at a gas station. It happened at the Shell on Grandview Road early yesterday morning. According to dispatchers, a black man robbed the store at gunpoint, making off with an undisclosed amount of cash. There's no word yet on an arrest. Be sure to stay with us as more details become available. A man who used a chemical spray during an attempted robbery in Raleigh County appears in court for a bond reduction hearing. Now, prosecutors tell us the judge reduced Michael Meadows' bond from $100,000 to $25,000. Deputies say Meadows walked into the Bypass Pharmacy in Beaver last month and used a chemical spray on employees. Meadows was later arrested and charged with attempted second-degree robbery.
Well, he's a local kid that's making a name for himself in the game of golf.
He's even heading to the Greenbrier Classic Pro-Am this summer. We'll introduce you to our Little General Player of the Week after the break.
Well, today the Big Green Marshall Coaches Tour made their way through Raleigh County.
And it's for the annual Beckley Athletic Club golf outing. 59 News Sports Director Brandon Van Sickle has the story.
It may be Monday, but today on the course, the Marshall Athletics members and supporters teed off as if it was Saturday afternoon. This Beckley fundraiser has been one of the most successful for Marshall in the past few years, and today's event continued the same level of support. Head football coach Doc Holliday arrived this morning and said it's great being able to show how much he appreciates the support he and his team receives.
Well, it's always great to get back and be able to give back to our fan base. You know, all they've given us and all the support they've given us over the last year. And it's great to get to Beckley and see a bunch of great people and have a good time.
Coach Holliday spent today on the 15th hole greeting golfers as they attacked the big drop-off par 3. Marshall men's basketball coach Dan D'Antoni played today and was happy to spend the day meeting the fans, but was also looking to turn in a good scorecard.
I enjoy it. I enjoy coming back down this way, and anything is good for the herd and good for this area, you know, I want to be a part of. So I'm enjoying it, seeing a lot of people I know, and hope I can hit a golf ball straight.
The money raised from today's events will benefit Marshall University athletic scholarships. Reporting from Raleigh County, I'm Brandon Van Sickle, 59 News.
Today's event is just one of the many stops on the Big Green Coaches Tour. Tomorrow, the Coaches Tour continues in Princeton for a dinner at the Chuck Mathena Center.
Well, it's Monday, so that means it's time to announce our Little General Player of the Week. And tonight, we're honoring 15-year-old Colin Bowles. Bowles played at the West Virginia Golf Amateur Association tournament last week at the Greenbrier. He tied for 11th place. Now, while that alone is a huge accomplishment for a teenager, it gets even better. Get this, Bowles is going to play at the Greenbrier Classic Pro-Am this year. So congratulations to him for being our Little General Player of the Week.
Great accomplishment for such a young
man.
Yeah, great. Now, Tim, when most people go fishing, they plan on reeling in a few and hope for a big one.
And this teen did just that, and he sure did not disappoint. A look at his massive catch on the other side of the break.
All right, now it's time to take a look at tonight's 59 News Facebook Fan of the Day.
Take a look at this. This was a picture sent to us from Michelle Goodwin of Daniels. She's celebrating her birthday today, so happy birthday to her. And again, thank you for sharing this picture with us. And check out all of the Fan of our Day pictures on our website. And don't forget to just join in on the fun by liking us on Facebook and sending us a picture.
All right, we've seen people in our area catch some pretty big fish, and this one, it's definitely making the cut. Take a look. This almost 4.5-foot fish was caught at Wythe County's Rural Retreat Lake. And it's hard to believe, but the fisherman, he's only 17 years old. Unfortunately, there wasn't a scale to weigh the fish, but it's still an amazing catch in our book. And I have to say, I went fishing for the first time a couple weeks ago, Tim, on the New River. Went on a guided fishing tour, which was really fun. And I caught one fish. He said my guide said normally we catch 40, 50 fish. Only caught one fish. Still a lot of fun. Definitely nothing like that.
Yeah, you caught more fish than I ever have, because every time I ever go fishing, I think I can speak for any fisherman, I always end up catching the red eye, which are just nasty. So.
Right. Unbelievable. But fishing is really fun. Thanks so much for sending us that picture. It's great. That wraps things up for us tonight. But you can check out the latest updates on all these stories and more on our website, WVNSTV.com.
And be sure to wake up bright and early with Brandon Bates and Eric Taylor. They'll have all of your weather news and sports starting at 5 a.m. Have a great night.